Members of the UNA Volleyball Team of the Decade for 2010 to 2019 join us in this virtual roundtable. From 2010 to 2019, the UNA Volleyball program posted a 167-97 record, winning 2 Gulf South Conference championships while making 4 appearances in the NCAA tournament. Joining us in this roundtable, we have Lexie Bradley Calhoun, Natasha Fomina, and Andrea de Leon. Thank you guys for taking the time to catch up with us. We'll go around and hear from all 3 of you guys about your experiences at UNA. But first thing we want to do is give UNA fans an update on where you're at now in life. So Lexie, will open up with you, a Florence, Alabama native, Wilson High School product. Just give UNA fans an update on where you're at now.
Yeah, so I taught up there in Muscle Shoals for a year after I finished, and then actually got married to Dylan Calhoun. He played baseball there at the same time that we did, and so we moved to the Birmingham area last summer. So we've been here right about a year, and I teach 6th grade at Homewood Middle School, and I coach volleyball and golf there actually. So we're just kind of hanging out, doing some fun stuff down here. It's been nice.
A member of the Gulf South Conference Team of the All Decade as well. You're a Gulf South Conference Player of the Year. When you added this honor, another honor to a very decorated career, what was the reaction?
I was honestly really surprised. I didn't even know that was a thing until I got the notification about it on Facebook, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then it just kind of thought about it, and I just couldn't get over how big of an honor that was. So I'm still kind of speechless about it, but I'm very honored.
Natasha, will go over to you. 5th all-time in UNA record books with career kills. Update UNA fans on what you're up to these days.
So I moved to LA like 2 years ago, and I work in wardrobe styling out there now. So that's my job, and I just started to play beach volleyball now that I live in LA, which has been a fun transition now that I don't play indoor that much anymore. So that's basically my life now, just doing new hobbies, exploring new things, living somewhere else. It's fun.
Now, you and Lexie have very similar accolades at UNA. We're going to talk about all of that. But adding this one to your long list as well, just how good of a feeling was it?
Oh, it's such a good feeling. I feel like my time at UNA is just like the gift that keeps on giving. I also didn't know that this award was a thing either. So Lexie actually texted me that morning, was like, did you see this? I was like, what? So I had to go online and, read all about it. But yeah, I had no idea it was a thing. So it was so exciting because I didn't expect to get any more awards this far down the road. So it's exciting. And it's super exciting getting this with these teammates because, not only are they my best friends, but they were some of my favorite teammates I ever had. So it's just such an honor in so many ways.
Andrea, we'll slide over to you. You're the international connection in this virtual meetup. Tell us where you're at and what you're doing now.
Well, right now, after graduation, I moved to Puerto Rico back home. I play 1 season of professional volleyball with Criollas de Caguas, and we won the national championship here in Puerto Rico. And right after that, I started med school. So right now, I'm in my 4th year of medical school, hopefully graduating in May 2021.
That's great. And for you, you capped off your career at UNA with a Gulf South Conference championship. We're going to talk about that, but like the others, adding this honor to the list, what was the reaction for you?
Well, for me, I was really surprised too because Lexie and Tash said, I didn't know that was a thing. And when I woke up that morning and I saw it on Facebook, I was like, oh my God, my volleyball career is still giving me honors, and it just, for me, playing at UNA gave me back the love I have for the game, for the volleyball game, playing with all the passion that I have inside of me, playing at Flowers Hall. So it was just amazing, and I feel really, really honored to be part of that team.
Andrea, we'll stay with you for just a moment. I want you to talk about the other 2 members of the All-Decade team that we have here. You were all teammates together. You set them a lot of great passes to the all-time great hitters at UNA. Just how good were they? How easy did they make your job?
Oh my God, they make my job really easy. The only thing I had to do was make sure the ball was out there for them to hit it. It was amazing.
Now, you guys have some other teammates that made the list as well. A lot of other greats from earlier in the decade, but Jessica Alston, Ashton Kapovich, and Lexie, I believe you guys all came in together as freshmen. So what's it like seeing you, the freshmen you came in with join you on this list?
It's really neat. Jess and I, after our freshman year, we actually started rooming together. So from sophomore year up, and then my junior year, Ashton hopped along with us. So all three of us were even roommates our last 2 years playing. So being friends and roommates and coming in together and kind of helping extend that legacy from that UNA had, and just winning games, and it was just all so fun. Those are memories that I'm never gonna forget. And it's just cool that like the best friends that you made were all such good players, and so just kind of we complement each other well. I think that's why we're all such good friends now still.
Let's go around and talk about some of the great moments throughout your careers at UNA. And since you were all on the 2015 Gulf South Conference Championship team, let's talk about that season. What are some instant memories that pop up? Any of you guys can go first.
The craziness of how we won those games, like both years we were down a lot, like, and I'm pretty sure like West Florida always needed 1 point to win, and like we came back and ended up winning it somehow. And it's just funny looking back because we would always joke about like, how did we win that? Like, how did we come up all those points? Like, it was just funny the way it happened the same way, like 2 years in a row.
Yeah, that was amazing. I still remember to this day, the score was 7-13. We were down 7-13, and we came back and won 13-15. Oh my God, that was such an accomplishment. I felt so good, especially because it was my last year, and we lost. And I was like, I'm not losing this year. I remember I was at the net. I was like, I'm not losing this year. Let's go, let's win this. And we did it. That was amazing.
What's weird for me is like both years in that championship game, like I can remember like I feel like every single point, and especially those towards the end of the match, but at the same time, it's like all fuzzy. Like I remember after both of the games, I had to stop and think. I was like, what just happened? Like, did we actually just win? Like the same way? Like I always have to think about, like, and I remember those points perfectly, but at the same time, I'm just like, how did that happen? Like it takes a minute to click, and I'm just like, that is just such a crazy, weird thing that happened, but it was such good memories. It's so fun.
Some good memories I have from that season is like all the pre-game parties that we used to have in the locker room, like to pump each other out. We would just dance. On each other, make braid our hairs. Like it was just a really like good time to like bond and then like focus. Everybody be on the same page to focus for a game.
I would a lot of times be more tired from our like pregame hangout before we went out there than like playing the actual match, because we would go like wild in the locker room, like crazy. And then we had to come out of the court and be like, okay, take a deep breath, like we gotta go out there and play now.
Yes.
Take us back to Flowers Hall. You guys had some great crowds at a lot of the matches that you played, but what do you remember most about playing in front of the hometown crowd?
Just how supportive everyone was, I think, all the time. Like there was so much love and support that surrounded us at all times, like no matter how good or bad we did at any point. And that's what I think I remember most, like now that it's been a couple of years, is just like how loved we were and just like how supportive the community was and like how kind they were to us, like after all the games, and especially like after we won the championships, just like people came to visit us on the bus when we got there at like 2 a.m. Like it's amazing that people will go and do that for you and they love you that much. So I think just the love in the community is what I'll remember most.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think the community, even like the other sports teams at UNA, like we all were like actually really good friends, like baseball, soccer, football, like we all hung out together. And so it was fun to have all of them come to like all of our home games and even some of our away games in the championship. So it was fun, all of them supporting us as well.
Yes, for sure. The community and the energy that you feel at Flowers Hall, you wouldn't feel it anywhere else in any other court in the conference. So it was like amazing, the support that we got from the community for every single game coming out of the Lion Head. That's one of like my favorite things to do right before each game, for real.
So for Lexie and Natasha, you guys are two of 11 student athletes all time at North Alabama to have an All-American double-double, if you will. You were both All-Americans and also academic All-Americans. So Natasha, I want to start with you. You added a Gulf South Conference Player of the Year award in there, but have you thought about how big all of those honors are now looking back?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it doesn't feel real in a way. I'm like, just because it was such a fun time, like I never felt like I was like, oh my God, I have to get these honors. Like it happened naturally because of the environment and like the support and all that. So now that I look back on it, like my mom has a whole shrine of like all my awards hanging up. So every time I come home, it just feels good to see it because I'm like, I accomplished all my goals that I wanted to and as being an athlete. And so that's just something that you have for the rest of your life that you can always like say that you accomplished. So I think that's what means a lot to me. It's just having such good memories with everyone, but also like knowing I got some really, really cool awards that like I'm so like I have no words to explain how cool that is. But yeah, I'm really grateful for it and it's cool to look back on.
So you were the 10th UNA student athlete to do it. Lexie became the 11th to do it. So for you, what was it like seeing her pretty much replicate everything you did that next year after you graduated?
It's funny. We played the same position. So it was like, we were so competitive in practices all the time. Like, and Andrea knows being our setter, like we're just so competitive. So like her and I always pushed each other anyway to like see who could get the most kills, like do, you know, like even in the weight room, like who could lift more, like who could do this better. And so her and I always pushed each other, which is funny that like she deserves it and got everything that she deserves through that too. So I think it was just that
pictures from like, I think it was the first, I think it's Andrea, you were there. The first GSU championship we won, there's a picture of Natasha like pointing at me like in the middle of the match and I'm just like nodding at her like, okay, I'll get with it or something like that. Like some people would get mad about that and I'm like, I gotta like step up my game or like whatever it was she was telling me to do.
Lexie, let's slide over to you now. Looking at all those honors, the All-American double-double, the Gulf South Conference Player of the Year. For you, what's it like reflecting back?
It's kind of the same as what Natasha said. It's a very surreal feeling, and especially like even now being finished and still getting some of these awards. When you grow up and you become serious about a sport and it becomes like the love of your life and your passion, like you kind of just dream about these types of things where you get becoming like an All-American or winning a conference championship or, you know, whatever that personal goal of yours is. And I had all those growing up. And so actually achieving everything I wanted to achieve is still kind of, I'll sit there at night sometimes and I'm just like, I can't believe like all that actually happened. Like that's kind of stuff you read about in a story or watching a movie, you know. So it's kind of like what she said. I'm just so kind of speechless and it's surreal that I actually did accomplish all those goals that I really wanted to achieve. So it's really neat.
We can't have you guys on without talking about the head coach during the decade, Stephanie Radecki. You guys won championships with her. You played for her. What can you say about the impact she's had on you?
Well, she had a great impact in my life, at least. She and Coach Radecki and Coach McCall recruited me out of Georgia State, and they gave me the opportunity to have. They literally gave me the opportunity to have this team on my hands and give me the trust to lead us as a setter. And Coach Radecki not only gave me that opportunity, but she also served like a life advisor, let's say. Whenever we felt some type of way, like you would like go and talk to her, and she would like let you know what was on her mind, and she will always be straight about how she felt. And that was something that I really appreciated. I just really feel really honored to play for her.
Yeah, I mean, they pushed us really hard, which is always a good thing at the end of the day, because I mean, that's what shapes you as a person when you grow up and like start going into the real world and working. And I mean, I think her pushing us every single day, like to our limits, was the biggest blessing to all of us, just because we became closer as a team in those hard times. And then also, I mean, it's what led us to win 2 big championships, just because we had like so much hard work and discipline behind us that we were like, we got this, we can do anything, because like she showed us that, you know, we have no limits, like the possibilities are endless. So I'm really grateful to her. Yeah, we have discipline, and I'm really grateful to her for always pushing us and, you know, expecting the best out of us.
Yes.
I remember at the time when she would make us be disciplined, sometimes I didn't like it very much. But they were always telling us, like, this is like a business, you know, and like when you get out to have your own job one day, like you can't be late in the mornings, and like you have to look respectable, and, you know, just all the stuff that she was really instilled in being important. Like I still carry that into my job now, and I feel like I wouldn't have been the professional I am now without having those years at UNA. And she, like kind of Andrea says, she's kind of such like a mentor now, even still when I'm done. Like she'll still text me sometimes, like just checking up on me, or like when I had some of these recent awards, she'll text me and say congrats. Like I enjoyed those years too. So it's just nice that I know she likes me, and she kind of still enjoys just like more of the friendship and that bond we had, not just because I was her player, but, you know, it kind of extends further than that. So I really appreciated that in a coach.
Yeah, same. She reaches out to all of us still, which is like a really beautiful thing, that she like checks up on us and wants to make sure we're doing well. So that's always nice.
I have a little story. Like I have PTSD from being late. Like I was never late, but I was like, oh my God, let's not be late because we cannot run. Please, guys, everybody be there by the time she says you need to be there. And till now, like today, I still like carry that to my professional life, like Lexie said, and like I get early to everywhere. I hate being
So we'll wrap this conversation up, this virtual roundtable. Just some parting shots from each of you. The All Decade honors, your time at UNA. How can you wrap up the experience as a whole?
I know for me, like it was just the whole experience was just probably one of the highlights of my life, and will continue to be. You know, like I grew up in Florence and always dreamed of going to UNA, and I'd watch their games growing up. And so actually getting the experience to play there and get some of these accolades and meet my best friends there that I'm still best friends with. And then like I met my husband there. And so like, and we both just still talk about it all the time about how much we love UNA, how much we miss it. And it's just going to leave a huge impact in my life. You know, we actually have a bedroom, a guest room in our house that's like decked out in our old UNA stuff, like old pictures and action shots and stuff. So it's been a huge part of my life, and it will continue to be. And I just am so grateful for Coach Radecki for, you know, allowing me to be there and play under her, and just help me grow as an athlete and a person. And I'm just always going to be grateful for that experience.
For me, playing at UNA meant a lot. Like I said, it brought back the love that I have for the game. It gave me memories I will never forget. The culture of the UNA program, athletics program, and like graduating champions. If it wasn't for the opportunity that Coach Radecki gave me, like I wouldn't have been able to like attend a school in the United States or even like UNA. So being part of UNA and the culture, being part of championships, all these accolades that I had throughout my career, everything while I was having fun and I was enjoying what I was doing and getting support from the community, my parents, all the sacrifices throughout the years of playing volleyball, because I'm pretty sure we've all been playing volleyball since we were kids, basically. So just reminiscing back, like, it's an experience that I will never forget, and UNA will always have a great impact in my life, for sure.
Yeah, and for me, I'm also exactly what they said. I'm just so grateful just because I gained, you know, people who are like family to me, my best friends, and then it makes it even sweeter having accomplished all of like my personal goals as an athlete, our goals as a team when we were there, like the feeling of winning championships with your best friends, like it's a feeling I'll never forget. And just the support and love from the coaching staff and the community and just all the other players that were there. And it was just such a beautiful experience, and I'm so grateful I got to have it, and especially to get this award now too with like these awesome people. I mean, it's just like I said, the gift that keeps on giving. What's next? I'm excited. But yeah, it was a really awesome experience, and I'm super grateful for it.
Three of the all-time greats at UNA. Thank you for everything you've done for the university, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You.